Fine student, this editorial is very important. In this editorial, we are going to understand the decision of Monetary Policy Committee in recent times. And the Monetary Policy Committee of RBI take the neutral stance and they decided to maintain the repo rate at 6.5%. So in this editorial, we will try to understand what is the repo rate and how it impacts the growth rate of Indian economy, how it impacts inflation, and why, despite of the central government view, of decreasing repo rate, why RBI still maintain the neutral rates at 6.5%. So we'll start the editorial. The editorial you can relate with your GS paper 3 economic development. So repo rate once again unchanged at 6.5%. And so far Monetary Policy Committee is concerned. Now a Monetary Policy Committee consists of 6 members. 3 members from inside and 3 members appointed by the central government from outside. The members who are appointed by the central government, they will take charge for 4 years and they are not eligible for reappointment. Fine. So if in any decision if there is a tie 3 or 3, that time the governor of RBI will cast his vote. Casting vote goes to the RBI governor. Casting votes means in order to complete the deadlock situation, in order to take the stance on deadlock situation, the say will go to the RBI governor. So if there is 3 and 3 in Monetary Policy Committee about any decision, then the RBI governor, in which team RBI governor resides, they will prevail. Their decision will prevail. Fine. So in this case also, if you see 4-2, 4 members of Monetary Policy Committee decide to maintain neutral stance. What is the meaning of neutral stance? As per the situation, RBI may increase the repo rate or may decrease the repo rate. So from 4 to 2 members, they decided to maintain the repo rate at 6.5%. So you can see in the notes, the RBI Monetary Policy Committee once again decided to keep the policy rate unchanged at 6.5% for the 11th consecutive time. What is the meaning of 11th consecutive time? As we know, there is a mandate of sitting Monetary Policy Committee once in 2 months. So in 1 year, they normally sit for 6 meetings. And there is also on occasion, or you can say it's a formality, every time RBI takes decision on Friday. So there is a rule, or you can say there is a one kind of values, you can say RBI takes decision on Friday. So on Friday RBI takes decision that monetary policy that repo rate will remain unchanged at 6.5%. So 11th consecutive time. What is the meaning of 11th consecutive time? If you multiply with 2, it will become 22 months. So from 22 months, you can say roughly 2 years. The repo rate remains 6.5%, almost 6.5% for the 2 years. So it's a very big thing, no? RBI is not decreasing actually repo rate. So the last time the MPC had increased repo rate to 6.5 was February 2023. You just see. In February 2023, the RBI increased the repo rate from 6.25% to 6.5%. And since February 2023 till now, it remains same, 6.5%. The MPC Monetary Policy Committee also decided unanimously to continue with the neutral stance. What is the meaning of neutral stance? As per the requirement, RBI may increase or decrease the repo rate. Fine. And yes, because the mandate, what is the mandate of RBI? So far inflation is concerned, they want to maintain the inflation 4 plus minus 2. Because mandate is given by the central government. And central government usually gives a mandate to the RBI for the 5 years. So the mandates given to the RBI from the central government is to maintain the inflation 4 plus minus 2%. Now the inflation breached the 6 limit and it's now 6.2%. But RBI wants to bring inflation below 4%. That's why RBI batting for your 6.5% repo rate. That's the one reason. It would remain unambiguously focused on a durable alignment to the 4% target of inflation while supporting growth. At the same time, RBI wants to support the growth. If you see the GDP, recent quarter GDP growth, you'll find 5.2% or 5.3%. The growth has not been so much. Growth is not up to the mark. If you see the previous quarter, and inflation is also too high, you just see the irony. Inflation is too high because this inflation is caused by not demand effect. It is caused by your supply side, supply constraints. Because if you don't have a good production, if you have a problem in logistic, if you have problem internationally, automatically your price will increase. So this time inflation is not caused by your demand driven. It is caused by your supply side constraints. Fine. So RBI governor, he says that as per the RBI Act 1934, our mandate is to support the growth at the same time to maintain price stability. Price stability means inflation. So price stability is very important for every segment of the economy, because if you see that right now its inflation is 6.2%. If inflation is above 6% or if inflation is around 5% or 6%, it will disproportionately affect the poorer sections also. Let's say I am giving you a layman example. If let's say I am poor, I am earning only 100 or 200 rupees per day, and right now I am able to purchase a Parle-G biscuit at 5 rupees. If tomorrow inflation increases and the cost of Parle-G becomes, let's say, 10 rupees, then how can I afford? It's difficult, no? Rich people can afford, but you tell me there is a huge gap of rich and poor in our country. Yes, we have seen in recent years, we have seen there is a lot of Gini coefficient increasing between poor and rich. There is a lot of differences between rich and poor people. So in order to consider the welfare of the poorer section, the inflation should not increase beyond 6%, and it should be within the 4%. That's why RBI is taking the decision of maintaining repo rate at 6.5%. So price stability is very important for every segment of the economy. At the same time, growth is also very important. That's why in other step, RBI monetary policy decreases cash reserve ratio from 4.5% to the 4%. In editorial, you will see in future. Salient points that emanated from the recent Monetary Policy Committee deliberation. Fine. The Monetary Policy Committee believes that only with durable price stability can a strong foundation be secured for high growth. If prices are too much for durable products, then how can economy will sustain? How can growth of economy will sustain? Because if inflation is too high, then it will impact the growth in long run. Like high inflation reduces the disposable income of consumer. If I am able to save some money, and if there is a high inflation, then how can I save my money? My money will go in order to purchase the products. So it will decrease the disposable income of consumers, number one. And we know that private consumption constitutes 55 to 60% of GDP. So if inflation is high, then private consumption will decrease and it will impact on our GDP growth. Fine. And number three is, if it will happen, if it decreases the disposable income of consumer, if it reduces the private consumption, it will ultimately impact on your real GDP growth. So in a long run, if I decrease, RBI governors say, if I decrease a repo rate, in long run it will impact the growth, because if I decrease the repo rate, there will be no change in the inflation, because inflation is already beyond 6.2%. Right now it's 6.2%. Our focus should be to decrease the repo rate from 6.2 to 4%, so that in the future we will have stable growth in our economy. Because if inflation not decreases, it will impact the income of consumers, it will impact on private consumption, and in long run it will impact real GDP growth. That is the point. made by the RBI governor. And if you see the international happening, you know that Donald Trump won the American president. No, he became the American president. So he is known for his protectionism. America first, America first. He'll take lot of, he will impose lot of tariff also. And we have seen a lot of conflict going on at the global level. Ukraine and Russian conflict, Israel and Hamas conflict, and in future we can see such type of scenarios, such type of more scenario. And we have seen also there is a disruption in supply chain system across the world. So the global outlook is clouded by the rising protectionism, and it will ultimately make products more inflationary. So our product, with passage of time, the products will increase, the prices will increase. So seeing all the situation, it is a better to focus on the inflation, and it is a better to bring inflation from 6.2% to the 4%, because if will not bring the inflation from 6.2 to 4%, it will disproportionately affect the poorer section of the society. Fine. So the retail inflation, you can see the retail inflation is a 14-month high. It's beyond 6%. It is a 6.2% in October 2024. And if you look at the September 2024, it was 5.5%. And other two factors, US dollar is strengthened because of the Donald Trump also, and FPI outflows. Inflows, not outflows. Outflows mean, what is the meaning of outflows? Yes, capital flight. Capital in share market, we are not getting dollars actually. We are missing dollars, and that's why RBI will come in open managed float and they will buy the dollars, so that $1 our rupee will maintain its stability around 84 rupees. There will be $1, means $1 is equal to 83 or 84 rupees. So we are seeing such situation. RBI takes decision not only by looking the domestic factors. RBI also consider the international factors also. Fine. Now we'll see in second decision, first one is repo rate. So RBI maintains repo rate. RBI takes neutral stance and maintains repo rate at 6.5%. However, in another decision, RBI reduced the cash reserve ratio from 4.5% to the 4%. We know that these are the tools of RBI to increase or decrease the liquidity in the economy. And we know that what is the cash reserve ratio? These are the amounts in the form of cash, and one bank has to remain aside in the name of RBI account. Because if, let's say, I am giving you example, let's say it's 3:55 p.m. in the daytime, and we know that bank closes at 4 p.m. We know this thing. If you go to the bank at 3:55 p.m. and if you ask money, bank has to provide you money. If your bank will not provide you, then what is the meaning of this? This means that bank is suffering from the money. Bank is having lack of money. So in order to having money, in order to see the contingency situation, bank should have also money in the form of cash reserve ratio, and it can be in the form of SLR also. So SLR, CRR actually made to meet the unforeseen situation, emergency situation. So you can see cash reserve ratio. Okay, fine. But before that, I would like to tell you, before COVID year, do you know, 2020 or 21? Before COVID year, cash reserve ratio was 4%. How much? 4%. In COVID time, it was increased to 4.5%, and again this year, this time it reduced to 4.5% to 4%. So if Reserve Bank of India decreases cash reserve ratio, what does it mean? It means 1.16 lakh crore. You see the second line. 1.16 lakh crore can come into the Indian economy through the channels of banking system. So it will increase the growth. So in first step, we have seen RBI maintains neutral stance, keeping the repo rate at 6.5%, But in second decision, RBI tries to increase the GDP growth. By doing what? By reducing CRR from 4.5% to the 4%. You can see the cash reserve ratio is reduced to 4% of net demand and time liabilities from 4.5%. And you know, cash reserve ratio is the percentage of bank total deposit that is required to maintain the liquid cash with the RBI as a reserve. A bank has to maintain a separate account with the RBI. This is the first RBI cut in over 4.5 years. Means before it was 4%. In COVID year, it becomes 4.5%. And after 4 or 5 years, it again reduced to the 4%. So what does it imply? It implies that 1.16 crore can go to the banking system and it will be provided to the consumers. It will give the additional liquidity. Fine. So RBI lowered the economic growth, and yes, in previously RBI forecasted the GDP growth at 7.2% for financial year 2024 and 25. This time, by seeing the condition of the last quarter we have only 5.2% in the GDP growth. That's why once again RBI projected the growth, but this time only 6.6% against the early projection of 7.2%. Fine. So the central bank also revised the inflation forecast up to 4.8% against the earlier RBI said that we will try to bring the inflation under 4.5%. But this time again, once again, RBI is saying that no, we'll try to bring the inflation around 4.8% the whole financial year. Not we are going to get 4.5% inflation, because we have seen in the last quarter was not good for India, because GDP growth 5.2%, inflation 6.2%. So automatically, if one quarter, if the results of one quarter is bad, it will automatically impact the whole year. That's why once again RBI comes with a new calculation. Fine. Yes, importance of cash reserve ratio. I told you a number of times. The primary objective of cash reserve ratio is to include liquidity management. Every time banks should have money, so that customers should get what they come for. No, if customer is going to the bank to get money, the bank should be in a position to give them money. Fine. So in order to maintain stability in the financial system, there must be a cash reserve ratio. By adjusting cash reserve ratio, RBI influences the money available in the market. We have seen. Fine. If RBI decreases repo rate from 4.5% to the if RBI decreases cash reserve ratio from 4.5 to 4%, automatically 1 lakh crore money will mobilize into the market. So by adjusting cash reserve ratio, RBI influences the amount of money available for lending, and obviously it will helps in controlling inflation also, because if cash reserve ratio decreases, inflation will reduce. If cash reserve increases, inflation will increase. Fine. So this is a very important tool of RBI. Periodic adjustment to the cash reserve ratio allow the RBI to respond dynamically to changing economic condition, making it an essential tool for the managing monetary policy in India. We know that cash reserve ratio, statutory liquidity ratio, repo rate, all are the tools for managing monetary policy of India by Reserve Bank of India. So if there is a reduction of 50 basis point, almost 1 lakh crores will release to the banking system, and it will give extra impetus to our GDP growth. So decision comes amid tight liquidity condition in the banking system and decline in GDP growth, as I told you number of times, not 5.2%. Actually, it was a 5.4% in July-September. That's why RBI come with the new calculation. What is the new calculation? In financial year 2025, that is 24-25, the GDP will be 6.6% against 7.2% of the earlier projection. And same for the inflation also. This time we will going to meet 4.8% inflation instead of 4.5% early estimated. Fine. That is the all about this editorial. From this editorial, we learn a lot of things like monetary policy tools, cash reserve ratio, neutral stance, repo rate, how it impacts inflation, how it impacts GDP growth. And yes, I told you number of times, central government, the dignitary of officials of central government keep on saying that please reduce repo rate. But instead of that, RBI didn't change its mind. RBI, in fact, what did he did? RBI reduces actually cash reserve ratio. So RBI want to compensate, want to compensate or want to give growth to the economy by decreasing cash reserve ratio, not by decreasing repo rate. That's it, completed.